This episode of The Dungeon Booth is sponsored by Roll20. Take your game online with the free virtual tabletop that runs straight out of your web browser. You get click-to-roll character sheets, built-in video and voice chat, and you can even upload your own maps and tokens. Create a free account today by going to roll20.net/start/The Dungeon Booth. The Dungeon Booth is also sponsored by Elderwood Academy, makers of finely crafted wooden tabletop gaming accessories like the Codex Dice Tower, Scroll Rolling Tray, and Spellbook bespoke luxury gaming boxes. Go design your own custom accessory today at elderwoodacademy.com. Welcome back to The Dungeon Booth. So we're back to the top of the order with Thok. What would you like to do? You are facing down Dora and Tasty Pete.
What did Dora do on her turn? Or she missed?
She totally missed. Yeah, this was just a round of misses for the bad guys. Pretty much.
Well, with Tasty Pete a little off his balance here and the leader of this group, I'm going to go all in for Tasty Pete.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do... I'm going to do 2 attacks on Tasty Pete. And I'm going to go for right arm, the Matrix, Agent Smith throat choke.
Wow.
And then gut punch, kidney punch.
Beautiful. Now, this sounds good, but I think we should say these things after you roll.
Oh, that's true. That's what I'm going to go for. Sorry, here we go. 19.
Okay, that's a winner.
With no modifier.
That's a winner.
Do you want me to automatically add or just say the base number?
As long as I know what you're doing, it's fine. If you're always going to add, then just tell me. Yeah.
I'm not going to add.
Don't add.
Okay, so 19, 1.
Okay, so with a 19, I think well, go ahead and roll your damage for that hit.
2, so 4.
Plus 2, so you hit him with 4. I'm going to say you incapacitate him for at least 1 round because you made a called shot. So you called a shot to his throat. So you basically have temporarily made it so he can't get his wind. You've basically knocked the wind out of him.
Yes.
Unfortunately, with your second attack, I think you're feeling really good about yourself. And you not only missed, but you also managed to fall over and hit your head on the ground for 1 hit point. So you lose a hit point on that.
And again, as a free move, I look back to see if Limerick saw that.
Can I roll perception for this? I need to know if I saw this.
Yes, please.
It's a D20 for perception.
It's D20. Yes.
All right, great. 11.
11. I think with an 11, you see you more hear it than you see it. So you hear the sound of Tasty Pete going, and then immediately after you hear. And just like the sound of a big, body
God,
hitting
I'm
the
gonna
ground.
die here. I'm gonna die in this forest.
Make it out. Limerick, you're up.
Awesome. Is turning to face him a free action?
Yes.
To turn great. So I turn around since you've got this. I believe in you.
Heroism,
Yes. While can I do 2 spells of concentration at the same time? That's
only
what
one.
I thought.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This would probably be an opportunity for you to shoot someone with a crossbow.
Yeah.
Or stab somebody.
Cool.
Or do something else that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I do have a hand crossbow, and
Sweet.
I feel like Dora is really messing him up over here.
Yes.
Like,
She's in his head.
yeah.
There's no doubt.
I can just see from the look on her face that she's like feeling herself right now.
Right.
So I'm going to try to
Knock her down
put
a
a
peg.
bolt in her.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
She needs it.
I rolled an 11
Okay.
for my...
And you
Yeah.
add your dexterity,
Yes.
which is,
Sorry.
I think,
Plus 4, I
3.
believe.
Yeah, my
Plus
dex is
3?
a +3.
Okay, so that hits. And roll damage on that, which I think is a 1d6.
plus 3.
Yeah.
6.
Okay, cool.
Total.
Cool. Okay, so Dora is now bleeding. Like you can tell, under her tunic is now soaked with
As
some
a
blood.
free action, I just look really condescendingly at Thok. Just as he's on the ground towering up, my 5'6", just really try to make him feel crappy.
Just a nasty stink eye.
Yeah.
That's a miss.
Turns away.
That's a miss. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so Ruda, she took aim at you, Limerick, after that amazing attack. And she shot you with her hand crossbow.
Oh, this is why I don't do things.
And she critted you for only 3. That's a really weak crit. And so she shoots you, and you don't even notice it right away. There's just like this weird sensation, and then you sort of look down like there's a bug on you, but actually there's an arrow sticking out of your shoulder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Dobarn hauls off and hits you, Erica. 15. Does that hit?
It's 50.
Yeah. So
Okay.
tie goes to the attacker. So yeah,
Okay.
he hits and he does 2 damage. Your turn, Erica. You also add another 3 hit points to your temporary hit point total.
Okay.
So every turn you get 3 hit points for the next 8 turns or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty
You're
cool.
welcome.
It's pretty cool. It's good to have a bard.
I might need that here soon.
I couldn't see how bad it was for you at first. I was just hedging my bets.
So yes, you are up.
Okay. I rolled a 14 plus 2.
Nice, that's a hit.
So, yeah, she just, as a free action, she spits in his face.
Oh,
because
nice.
Oh.
Before the attack?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He's
Okay.
awful. And
He
then
is.
she just, slams her great axe into him as hard as she can.
Straight into his side.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a 2d6s and we'll add up that damage.
2, 5.
Okay, you cut his hand off. You cut his left hand
Whoa.
off.
Nice.
When it hits his hand, it flops off like a dead fish and falls to the ground. And there's a little pool of blood coming out of it. And he looks down at the stump where his hand used to be. And he just goes, ah! And he turns around and runs off into the forest.
Ooh. And which guy was this?
Dobarn.
Tobarn, okay.
Dobarn just ran away.
And he's the
There
one
you
next
go.
to Erica.
You
far away
earned
from
it.
me.
Yes. And so Tasty Pete now sees that some of his troops may not be rallying to the call anymore. So he is going to attempt to finish this quickly. Right now, mano y mano with Thok, and he totally misses.
They're
Totally
evenly
misses.
matched.
Yes. Just
Well, we're both on the ground now, aren't we?
You're both the
you are on the
leaders.
ground. Did you knock him? No, he's not on the ground. He's just standing up choking.
Okay.
And then, yeah, he tried to hit you and totally whiffed.
Because he thought I was still standing up, and he just punched me.
You
Eric.
fell down so fast that there was still an image of
Yeah,
you standing
there you go.
up. And that's what he tried to punch. Thok, you're up.
I think I'm just going to keep going after Tasty Pete there.
What do you thought about
Especially he just missed spectacularly.
Yes, he did.
He thocked it up.
it? He did Thok it up.
So I'm just going to go for a double punch to him.
Okay.
Gosh, a 3 and an 18.
That's a hit. Let's see some damage on that.
All right. 2, so 4.
Okay. He is bleeding. You can see that his left leg has started to kind of looks like he can't really stand up as well either because one of those attacks really hurt him bad.
Okay.
He seems to be staggering a bit. Limerick.
It's personal now with Dora.
It may have just been a job for a while, but now.
Now I've just ow. So how close is she?
So Ruda was the one that shot you with the hand crossbow, and she's about 10 feet away.
Okay.
But that's well within your movement. So on each turn, you can move and attack. And you have a certain amount of distance you can travel in a given turn. Your movement, I believe, is somewhere around 30.
It is.
So that means you could cover the 10 feet and still attack her if you wanted to.
All right. I have to play in character, and there's no way she's going to try to get any closer to somebody who just pierced her with
Sure.
an arrow. So I'm just going to try to shoot at her from here.
Excellent.
I rolled an 18.
Okay, that's a hit.
Yes.
Let's see some damage on that.
That is a 5 total.
You just killed her. So tell me how you do it.
Yes. I'm so excited.
Felicia is pulling a strip of paper from the death blow
I
box.
destroyed her. I
Yeah, how does
would
it
like to
happen?
think. So it's hard to see with the mist coming up out of the forest, but all
Right.
I see is the arrow fly true into her head,
Yes.
through her eye.
Oh.
And it somehow it explodes. It's I think it's the barometric pressure
It must be.
on the outside meeting this piercing. It's like a vacuum.
It
It
must
goes
be.
in and then out.
Yes.
But it's just carnage.
It's like an implosion even.
Yeah,
It's like-
but for a second you think that's the way it's going to go, and then it's just
Yep.
everywhere.
Experience points.
of interest. Longtime superfan and gifted fanfic writer, especially of Royal Tudor fan fiction, Michelle Travis writes, "My husband John runs a Fate System anime superpower high schoolers campaign in which I play hyper-intelligent gadgeteer Tsukiko Takashi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so I apologize if I'm not. To put it in My Hero Academia terms, her quirk is willpower. Her gadgets work because she wants them to work. And with them, she can create powerful force fields. So she and a few classmates are in Tokyo train station when a giant earthquake hits the city and the entire station starts crumbling on top of 1,000 innocent bystanders. But without hesitating, she engages her force fields full blast, and hundreds are staring as she holds up the crumbling walls, the ceilings, the floors, the trains, creating ramps for people to escape. In minutes, she's all over social media and her secret identity is ruined forever. She suffers a blinding migraine, plus the whole bleeding from the nose and ears thing, and severe plasma burns over her entire body as she overloads her gadgets, but she barely survives and she saves all the people. Thanks, Michelle. The way you describe it, I can picture that epic moment so clearly in my mind. It really makes me want to see it animated or like in a movie or something like that. So hey, if there are any talented animators or filmmakers out there that are listening to this right now, do your stuff. Send me a link. I would love to see that scene. And Michelle, for sharing your story with us, we're giving you 3 free months of Roll20 Plus premium subscription, courtesy of Roll20.net. What is Roll20.net, you ask? It's a free virtual tabletop toolset that runs right in your browser. It's used by over 3.5 million players around the world. They can create character sheets easily with only a few mouse clicks. You interact with your party via built-in video voice chat. You can play all your favorite games like Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, hundreds more games. So congrats, Michelle. You're going to get all those free features plus the premium features with the Plus subscription, like dynamic lighting effects, which give you control over what your players see on the map based on their character's line of sight. It's a really cool feature, and I hope it adds a new level of fun to your next game session. To sign up for your free account right now, go to roll20.net/start/the dungeon booth. It's a great free way that you can support our podcast as well. And send your amazing stories of success and failure at the table to xp@thedungeonbooth.com for a chance to have it featured on an upcoming episode and to win a prize. And now, let's head back to the game. Ruta's head just exploded. And
oh my gosh.
So what happens now is...
and now I am insufferable for the rest of the campaign.
Tasty Pete just saw his right-hand person. Her head just popped like a melon. And his other buddy, who he went to preschool with... I mean, they really knew each other, you know?
No.
It was a private school, too. Like, it was really... They were on that list for years.
It wasn't just random chance. I mean, they were kind of thrown together by forces bigger than them. So he just saw these people desert him, and he decides to turn tail and run. And before he does that, he whistles. He makes a whistle sound, and all the ambushers immediately react to that. And they all kind of take a step backwards. He kind of gathers up Dora next to him, and he's kind of leaning on her. Archer behind you, he's still got an arrow knocked, and he kind of fades away into the forest. And you're alone in a forest clearing with a tree that's crushed a wagon and a leg sticking out from under it, and a hand sitting on the path.
I think we should follow them.
Yes to that, but also, oh my God, can someone get the arrow out of me?
Did you see what I did with the hand?
Sweetie.
That was me.
Sweetie, you're awesome.
Thank you.
But oh my God.
I walk over to Limerick
Oh, please don't.
and just rip the crossbow bolt out of her shoulder. Toss it on the ground and say, "Let's go."
Oh, because...
Are you guys going to head off to the village now? Walking towards the village?
Well, I want to follow the bandits.
They headed towards the village. So they went off up the path direction you were going. Is there anything before you leave? Is there anything you want to do in this area?
Can I heal myself? Sorry,
Yes.
I need to. Should I Song of Rest that, or I also have Cure Wounds?
So Song of Rest will be for when we do a short rest,
Got
which we
it.
could do when we move on to the next area, like in the village, if you guys want to. You could do a short rest at that time.
Well, I think someone should check out what was under the fallen tree.
Yeah, like our
too-
leader.
I'm too distracted by wanting to follow these bandits to do that.
Erica picks up the hand. Puts it in her bag.
This is a weird moment.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot about Erica right now.
And
she
you're the
just-
farthest behind, so I don't see this.
She does it. She tries to do it like so no one else sees. Like
Okay.
when their backs are turned.
Oh, so this is a stealth check then.
Ooh.
Yes.
Go ahead. Roll a D20, yeah.
20.
Whoa!
Okay. Not only does no one see you put this hand in your bag, but you also discover something in the dirt when you reach down to get the hand.
Oh, sweet.
You see a a sigil, it looks like almost like a pin that you would wear on a shirt. It is a dark black insignia of a sword. Inscribed on it, it says the letter N and the letter B. And that's what you find. And
Guys,
nobody saw you put that creepy hand thing in your Nobody saw that.
I was looking at the dirt and I found this thing. Do you want to see this pin?
Huh.
I guess I stop advancing and
Yeah. I mean,
turn.
they did say they were the Knight's Blades. So can I hang on to that? Did they take Ruda's body?
No. Her exploded head is all over the ground and her body's just laying there.
Did it seem at all like they had a uniform, or was it just sort of dirty traveler's clothes?
Patchwork from the thrift store, in the forest. Kind of, yeah, they looked like your standard bandits. The kind of desperate people that you would expect would waylay travelers on the road and try to just take what they can get.
Okay, cool. So can I keep that? And I put it in like my disguise kit for
Do you
later.
let her take it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Thanks. Before we go, I just want to take a moment and say some words for our fallen foe. A fellow jumped off a high wall and had a most terrible fall. He went back to bed with a bump on his head. That's why you don't jump off a wall.
Yay. I like it.
Thought try so hard not to smile.
Just keeps it inside.
Keeps it inside.
I'm also going to rule that you just cast Vicious Mockery. Go ahead and roll a d4, and let's see if you also accidentally just explode this body.
You guys, I don't know what I want here. 3.
Okay, yeah, you explode it. Yeah. You finish saying the limerick, and as soon as the last word comes out, there's like a ringing sound in the forest, and it all just kind of like focuses in on the body, and like 2 of the legs and 1 arm just pop off.
Oh, sweet.
If I'm within reach of my pack, I get a parchment to write down the power of these power words.
Good.
Like I told you, it just comes
you're on the
over
trail.
me.
You're on the trail of this.
So close.
It's time once again to tell you about the greatness of ElderwoodAcademy.com, a crafter of fine wooden tabletop gaming accessories that will really take your game to the next level. I first came to know their accessories when I learned about the Codex dice tower, and I'll never go back. I love rolling my dice in a dice tower ever since I started using one. It's so much more fun. And the craftsmanship and care that they put into their dice towers really shines. It's a 3 inches wide by 10 inches tall wooden tower designed to look like an ancient scroll case with decorative hardwood caps wrapped in foil-pressed leather, all of which can be customized from the color to the laser-cut artwork that you choose personally when you go on the website. It's sturdy yet lightweight. The attention to detail that they pay to it is very clear. It shines through on each piece. So do check these out for yourself. See how amazing these products look. Using these dice towers really does add a new fun element to playing your favorite tabletop game. But even if you don't play, their accessories make a great personalized gift for the tabletop gamer in your life. So go and check out ElderwoodAcademy.com today. Now back to the game. Does anybody else want to do anything else in the forest clearing before we...
Should we look at this body?
I was going to say, now that I've stopped and turned around, Thok says, search the rest of that body you just destroyed. I'm going to look under this tree thing here.
Okay.
Don't tell me what to do.
Just do it. There might be something useful there.
Would you like to roll to see if he's the boss of you?
Yes. Actually,
Sadly,
I'm gonna roll for that. Is that my...
So, Thok, you're going to look at the tree.
Yeah.
Okay. So you look at the tree.
Because you said there was like a carriage.
It looks like a wagon. Yeah, it looks like a wagon.
I'm going to search the remains of what I can of the wagon.
Okay.
I don't think I'm strong enough to lift the tree, I assume.
Probably not. No. If you guys all sort of did it together, maybe you would. But I can tell you the man's leg turns out to be a cut-off pant leg that's just filled with some hay.
Oh, man.
So it's kind of just there as a ruse. But the severed foot is a real foot.
Oh.
Which is a strange dichotomy. Because why would you bother using a real foot if you were going to use a hay leg? That doesn't really make any sense.
I mean, do you have a whole leg? You use what you have.
You just got to use what you got.
Living off the land here.
This is true. The other strange thing about this foot, though it is clearly human, it is shriveled and dried as though all the blood has been sucked from it. Like there's no blood In fact, there's puncture marks on the top of the foot. And it looks like there is not a drop of liquid inside of it anymore.
An ensanguinated foot.
Yes, good word. I like that. The wagon itself. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I know I study lore. Can I do a lore check on this?
Sure.
I don't know
on the foot, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like with the puncture marks and everything.
Yeah. So if you want to specifically do a check on the puncture marks, maybe try something related to monsters. So maybe that would be like Arcana, an Arcana check, or you basically know everything. Yeah. You're a lore bard, so you know a little bit about everything.
Yeah. I like Arcana because, it looks weird.
Yep.
But I don't. Sorry, I don't have any of that written down.
Oh, that's okay. So. Do a D20, and then we'll add whatever your skill bonus is for Arcana, which is over there.
There it is. Yep, got it.
There it is. So you just add that in.
God bless America. A 7.
A 7. Okay. So, but what's your bonus?
Oh, that's with all. That's all of it. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
It's a foot.
With some holes in it.
It's got some holes in it. Probably the person who was attached to it at one time. This was probably removed before it was drained. That much you can tell. That much you can tell.
I relate that to the party. All of it.
You tell everybody.
Yes.
Everybody knows now. Any other you want to do any searching or any checking? There's no more severed hands.
She's good with her hands.
You got your hand. So as you're making your way out of the clearing and you're headed towards the village, I want you each to make a perception check.
11 plus what?
So your perception is going to be your wisdom modifier, but you should have down there by your hand, it should say sort of what you're supposed to be looking for.
It's looking for a 12.
Okay, so that's actually your passive perception. So with an active perception.
Oh, I'm sorry. I see it right here. 13 total.
Okay, cool. So add your wisdom bonus, whatever that would be.
I got 15 and I have 0 wisdom.
Okay.
She's real smart.
That's pretty amazing.
Not very wise.
Not street smart.
Yeah.
Erica rolled a 4 and 0 wisdom.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So Limerick, you something assaults your nose as you are making your way out of this sort of forest clearing. It's a very pungent smell, and it seems to be coming from Ruda's boots.
Oh.
It's a familiar smell. You can't quite place it though, but it's a very pungent smell, and it's just on the tip of your mind, but you just can't quite think of what it is.
Do you guys smell that?
What?
What?
Like it smells like a bad smell. But it's like a.
It's not coming from my bag, is it? Because there's nothing bad smelling in there.
Let's go.
Cool.
Okay. So with that information, you turn the corner and the forest path opens up into a rolling plain upon which sits the village of White Sparrow. And it looks to be a settlement of around 500 people or so. And as your group approaches, you see a herdsman leaving the town square, leading a herd of about 100 large 4-horned goats.
Whoa.
Sitting alone at a table in the middle of the square, you see a tall, late middle-aged woman wearing a chain shirt and a leather breastplate. And she has a shield strapped to her back and a long sword hanging from her belt. And in front of her are 4 empty ale tankards. And upon seeing your party, she throws her head back. She finishes off the tankard that she's holding in her hand, and she plunks it down on the wooden table. She stands and motions you over to join her. What do you want to do?
I assume this is our contact, and so I just head over there.
Okay.
Yeah, I do the
Everybody
same,
follows him?
but like a little bit by. I'm just gonna like use him as a shield just in case.
Okay. Very strategic.
Yeah.
Erica just absent-mindedly follows them.
Okay. Are you like paying attention to something else or looking off in the distance?
Well,
or?
now she's worried about
The
Limerick
bag.
noticing my bag.
So she's preoccupied about the hand.
She's just like, pushing it to the side, but like trying to not draw attention to it, but drawing attention to it.
By the way, do you think Dobarn ever woke up this morning thinking that he would be inside your bag?
Probably not.
He probably could never have imagined that his bloody hand would now just be riding around in your bag.
I guess actually, though, you kind of gave us a general description of the village, but I want to see if I could see evidence of where the bandits went.
Okay.
Because you said they're heading towards the village, right? We see them go into the village?
They just took off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see if the bandits, if there's any evidence of them going somewhere.
Okay. So looking around the village of White Sparrow, this is a settlement that looks like it grew up around perhaps an industry that now has moved on. And looking at the goats, you would imagine there's probably some farming communities, some ranching communities around the area. And that kind of fits with what you see of the town. The town square, again, this is probably like 8 a.m. now, is just a few people kind of milling around. There's people who are out, herdsmen who are out with their goats. As far as, any kind of indication where the bandits might have gone, it's essentially a village and there's nothing. It's like you just walked out of a forest and in front of you is a village and all around it is just open plain. It's like the Dungeons and Dragons Kansas is where you are. And so there's no indication at all of where the bandits went. You think it could be possible that maybe they doubled back and melted back into the forest. You did see them previously that they seem to have a strange ability to pop out of nowhere. So it could be that they did something like that. As far as any indication in the village of where these bandits went, you don't know. Now you can ask around, but as far as just eyeballing it, no way to tell. So she motions you to come over to the table.
After throwing back her tankard of ale.
Yeah, she just threw back a tankard of ale, and she seems to be motioning you to join her. What would you like to do?
I walk up, sit down, and without invitation, throw back a tankard of ale.
So you reach down and you grab a tankard of ale, and are you like looking at her in the eyes? Okay. You're looking at her in the eyes, you're making eye contact as you raise the empty tankard and just...
It's a symbolic gesture.
I thought they were full of ale.
And now...
You thought they were
And now you're just holding an empty tankard of ale up before your face. What do you do?
As a free move, I look to see if Limerick saw me do that.
She's nodding.
She
Felicia's
just nods.
I set it down and...
This is my whole impression of you. I don't know if this is your everyday.
She kind of sizes you up and she says, well, you must be the adventurers.
Whoops.
I want to give a big thank you to Mike Shea over at slyflourish.com. Fantastic Adventures is his book of 10 great, concisely written one-shot adventures, and it was the inspiration for this game. His site, slyflourish.com, and the guides he has written are great for both veteran dungeon masters and for those who are coming to the game for the very first time. So go to slyflourish.com/Fantastic Adventures and go get your own copy. I promise both you and your players will love this book. Follow Kyle Phillips on Twitter at Kyle Phillips Fun. Follow Felicia Angel on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as on her website at FeliciaAngel.com. Follow Jill Harris on Twitter at JillyBeanNomNom and on her website at JillHarrisVO.com. I'm voice actor and dungeon master Christopher Waycamp. Thank you for listening. Next time on the Dungeon Booth. Do you drink it?
I pick it up and in one fell swoop.
Just quaff it? Okay. It tastes like a goat. It tastes like it was made by some kind of fermented goat milk.
Sounds good.
I watch him to make sure he doesn't die.
Okay.
And so you don't react to this taste.
I don't react at all. I'm just like, boom, down, ready for more story.
Okay.
Great. So I see that he doesn't die and take a huge gulp.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this day.